What do we mean by attending to the field? Well, the field is the energetic space that exists between the coach and the client. It includes everything that the client is contributing to the field: their words, their stories, the characters in their stories, their energies, their emotions, their gestures, what's happening inside of them that's unspoken. It's all the spoken words that are putting in the field. It includes all that for the coach as well. What the coach is feeling, what the coach is experiencing, what the coach is saying, what the coach is expressing and putting into the field. It includes the environment and the context in which the coaching is taking place. All of that is the field, the energetic field that exists between the coach and the client. The field, this energetic field between coach and client, already contains everything the client needs to continue moving forward, to continue unfolding. And by our paying closer and closer attention to the field and what's already in the field, then we don't have to come up with brilliant questions. We don't have to add value. We don't have to figure things out ourselves and offer it. We need only pay attention to what already exists and what's already unfolding in the energetic field between the coach and the client. It is in that field that are the seeds of the client's growth and the client's next step forward. So how do we make sense of that? Well, if we are always on our own hero's journeys, and oh, by the way, we are, then our clients are always on their hero's journeys. And so they are coming to our coaching sessions already on their journey, already in the process of their unfolding. And our work is then not to try to add something to it, but simply to pay attention and bring their attention, bringing their consciousness, bringing their awareness to themselves and what's already unfolding. And to recognize that everything that happens in a coaching session is somehow generative for them and their growth from hello to goodbye. So I'll give you a light-hearted example of this. So I had a client come to a coaching session and he wanted to talk about what sounds like super out here, like a sales problem his company was having. He came and he was talking about, he's so concerned about sales for his company and these obstacles they're experiencing. And somewhere, and I'm deeply listening, and somewhere in the middle of the conversation, kind of what seemed like a tangent and wasn't, as he started talking about he'd gotten into running again. He had been off of running and he was back and he was so excited. And I'm still just paying attention. And then he started talking about he was listening to an audiobook when he was running, and he was really enjoying listening to audiobooks as he ran and continuing to pay attention and trusting in the process and trusting everything's in the field. I said, so what book are you listening to? And he goes, I'm listening to this book that's about sex. And I'm like, what are you learning? And he says, well, I'm learning that when it comes to women, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I don't know if this is a book about women. And I'll tell you what he told me. He says, when it comes to women, that, women have these gates that one has to get past. They have these kind of obstacles that one must go through in order to have them be ready for ultimately having sex. And he said it like his reading that and understanding that had really helped him understand his wife, and they had much better experiences as a result. That's great. So I said, how is that related to your sales problem? Now, this was just in the field, like I'm not being clever. He said, oh my gosh, it's the same thing. I'm like, our buyers have these obstacles, and there are these gates that they go through. And when we, address one gate, we get one further through, and we have another gate, and then ultimately the deal is consummated. So there was something there for him, like he was learning something that was somehow central to something he was wanting to learn in interhuman relationships of all kinds. And he was at the tip of the understanding of it already, and it was just a matter of bringing his attention to what was already in the field for him to walk away with an answer to his own question. So I hope that clarifies what's important about attending to the field and what's important about defining coaching as an organic process, as facilitating an organic process that's already underway. So what are the implications of all this for our coaching? Well, you may be detecting a theme here, which is, coaching is a whole lot less about making something happen and a whole lot more about being a midwife to the process that's already underway for our clients. Encouraging this organic process that's already underway. So what's here for us to take away? 3 things. One is knowing and trusting that everything a client says, from the first hello to the goodbye at the end of the client's session, is generative and contain the seeds of their awakening. Second is trusting that the field, the energetic field between us and our clients, contain everything the client needs to continue on their hero's journey. And 3, following the client's energy will support us in where they're energetically wanting to go. By following the energy the client puts into the field, it can tell us where it is the client's wanting to go and what's wanting to shift.